What's the most real relationship advice you can give? For more infotainment, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thanks for watching. It's fine to not always want to spend 100% of your time with your spouse. Not every moment of every day is going to be bliss, and sometimes it really takes some effort. I love my wife to bits, but there are some days when I would just like to do things by myself. It doesn't mean our relationship isn't great, but it can be really refreshing to just take a stroll around a shopping center, or go and get some food alone or something. This 100%. My spouse goes weekly to a Pathfinder game. That's his alone time. I occasionally go to a punk show or have a beer with my friends. It can be even simpler. I will go read a book in the other room and get my alone time. He likes to cook. So he'll start up in the kitchen and I stay away while he listens to his music. Everyone needs alone time. My partner and I have been best friends for years, even before we were a couple, so we have the same friend group. I combat this by asking when he wants me to tag along to outings like shopping, and also we have a pretty chill home life. Also, we're not attached at the hip at events, and I know when to step back and let him have one-on-one conversations. I try and let him know that it's okay for us to do our own thing and I won't be offended. Sometimes I worry that I'm too much and we're not getting enough alone time, but we communicate well and respect each other, so if it ever became an issue it wouldn't be one for long. Communication is key. Make sure you're talking to your partner and finding out what they need and telling them your needs too. Smiley face. Communication is the foundation upon which everything else is built. They say don't go to bed angry, not because anger does something while you're sleeping, but because it means you didn't communicate properly and you're giving up on trying. Be calm, actively listen, do not dismiss your partner's statements, assume good faith. It's you and me versus the problem, not me versus you. If something's bugging you, talk to your so about it. If you feel enraged about something, wait until you're well fed, well rested, with warm extremities before talking about it, but talk about it at the first opportunity. Calmly, rationally, and honestly. Keep the discussion limited to that one narrow thing. If something's bugging your so, hear them out. Never think, well, I'm not bothered by that, so it's not a problem. Think, my so is bothered by this, and that's a problem. If you think the concern is unreasonable, frame the discussion as solving the problem of your so is being unhappy. The worst fights and arguments happen over trivial things, because it's not the trivial thing that's actually causing the problem. It's probably a series of things, or a general lack of satisfaction, and the toothpaste cap being left off is just the instigator of the fight. If you communicate often and openly, these things will not fester, they won't pile up, and you won't get into such fights. You have to be honest with them, especially when it's hard to do. Me and my boyfriend get uncomfortably real with each other sometimes, and something we have both learned is to listen to criticism without getting defensive. And when giving criticism, we don't attack each other, no matter how angry or sad we are at each other. I've had him call me out for certain behaviors that nobody has ever called me out on, and I've done the same for him. We're both better people for it, because when we get it all out on the table, we have no choice but to work on ourselves. Learning how to be bored together is important. You don't have to be on the go, doing stuff and planning stuff and being fun and exciting all the time. It's okay to just sit around and not do anything and not talk to each other. It's not unhealthy. I promise. This was one of the biggest things I learned when I moved in with my so, and what I give as advice to couples just moving in, especially when it's their first time living within so. You have to learn how to be in the same room without actively hanging out together. When your whole relationship has been dates, it's hard to just be, without feeling like you should be interacting. Getting comfortable just chilling there doing your own thing is a good thing. There's so much pressure to do stuff, especially in the age of social media. Other couples do stuff all the time, everyone is looking for adventures, we must keep up with the carefully manufactured images other people put out on Instagram. In reality, it's not necessary and can often be a serious source of stress. My husband has been playing Ark all day. I've been on Reddit or playing The Sims. We watched a couple episodes of 10th Kingdom earlier and that's all we've done together today. We're in the same room but we're not doing the same things. This is not a bad thing, it's called being comfortable together. A. Great username. B. Same life. It's honestly great. Edit. RIP inbox. Was not expecting so many replies. As someone who just started an official relationship, I got a glimpse of this when I went to visit my BF's place about a week ago. I asked if I could try out Overwatch on his PC, since I only have the console version, and he seemed happy to let me go ahead and do my own thing. He booted up Diablo on the couch and I played a couple matches. I asked him, "Are you sure this is okay? I can totally get off and spend time with you." He replied, "You're enjoying yourself, right? I'm totally cool just doing my own thing. Just because one of us visits doesn't mean we have to spend every minute together." It made sense when he put it like that, and actually depicts what I've heard about other relationships even when the couple aren't cohabiting. It's interesting when people get confused by this. I always considered relationships to be autonomous. We should both be able to live our own lives, but us being together makes it better. At the same time, romantic relationships are just that. You should be dating your best friend. Your best friend sometimes does nothing with each other. My friend and I once got into a study room after class and did our own homework for literally 2 hours with minimal talking. I looked at her at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon and asked her if she is hungry and we grabbed lunch. It's kinda the same thing. Never, if it feels right. Some people are get-goers, up and at 'em for every new adventure. But some people just want a nice, quiet life. This is why knowing, and loving, yourself is important before you get together with someone. If you just, in inverted commas because this is the world to a lot of people, want to be happy, quiet, content, then being this way from the start is a sign of a really promising relationship. Being able to quietly be together is one of the greatest treasures of having a loved one. It is easy to be together when you are going on exciting, romantic adventures, but being comfortable with someone when nothing is distracting you is rare and something to be cherished. On the flip side, if you are a go-getter, don't settle for someone who stops you from go-getting. My name is Yoshikage Kira. I'm 33 years old. My house is in the northeast section of Morio, where all the villas are, and I am not married. I work as an employee for the KMU department stores, and I get home every day by 8 p.m. at the latest. I don't smoke, but I occasionally drink. I'm in bed by 11 p.m., and make sure I get 8 hours of sleep, no matter what. After having a glass of warm milk and doing about 20 minutes of stretches before going to bed, I usually have no problem sleeping until morning. Just like a baby, I wake up without any fatigue or stress in the morning. I was told there were no issues at my last checkup. I'm trying to explain that I'm a person who wishes to live a very quiet life. I take care not to trouble myself with any enemies, like winning and losing, that would cause me to lose sleep at night. That is how I deal with society, and I know that is what brings me happiness. Although, if I were to fight I wouldn't lose to anyone. My husband and I have been married 17 years. We are in the comfort zone where he does his thing. I do mine. We aren't attached at the hip. When I go to the bedroom and read, he watches TV. Other nights, I watch Netflix while he talks to his mom on the phone. Some nights, we just hang out and listen to music together. We go out on occasion and enjoy ourselves, whether it be a good dinner and going to see a movie, or going to a bar and grill to play trivia. We always communicate about anything, regardless how uncomfortable it may be. We usually do chores together, so that neither one of us is stuck with doing more. But I know what keeps us going is, that we don't always have to be up each other's to be happy. And it wasn't always that way. It took a few years to find that comfort zone. And if we're both in the mood, we have as often as possible. But it's easier for us, because we don't have children.